It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Tonight,
New Orleans, land of the Pelicans, in a fine Western Conference battle at the New Orleans Arena. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. Take a look at the Warriors. There's no question this game will put them to the test. Facing off against a team that has every expectation of beating them, they'll need to play a complete game to snare a win.
And well, for the Warriors, they haven't looked anything like the team we thought they'd be this year. Still such a long way to go. They could be in line for a long, tumultuous season.
Yeah, that's the sense you get, isn't it? I mean, the important thing is that they don't panic here. Stick to the basics and work out of this slump without trying to do too much at one time. And
now the Golden State Warriors starters. They've got Anthony, Mills out there with Evans, then it's Gortat, and it's Beasley in at the four-man position. Now here's Beasley. And here's Mills. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Well, for those teams already expected Clark to go deep into the playoffs around this time of year, how easy do you think it is to just go through the motions and maybe not tighten the screws as much as you should?
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I never had the experience of being a player on a playoff team, but I did broadcast a number of the outstanding Pacers teams, and it is tough in the long haul of the season for teams that are fighting for potential championships to stay engaged fully during the regular season. There is a period, and I think most really good teams will admit it, that they aren't as focused because they're excited for the playoffs to start, and they just have to work themselves through those dog days of the regular season.
Just terrific at executing in the paint. Ayton has a nice array of shots to choose from.
Mills looking it over. This one for three. Score the basket, his second of two attempts.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And Wall kicks to Ayton. Back to Wall. Ayton with it. Gortat's there, and Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here's Griffin. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. 4 on the clock. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
They take on a team they knocked out of the playoffs last season in the conference semis.
Greg, would you suspect a little bad blood or bad feelings from the opposing side? They better be ready to scrap.
Now Wall, after Gortat's three-pointer that didn't go. 1:04 left in the first quarter. Lamb passes to Griffin. Count that one.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low.
Again, Griffin missing.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Wall attacking. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one is on Beasley.
Hard not to appreciate the brilliance of Wall. I mean, a super fast, quick player, a guy who runs the offense exceedingly well.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Mills with it. He's got 5. We've got 13 seconds left in the first. 6 to shoot. There's the pass to Evans. Over Lamb. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. It's a tie game in New Orleans. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the... Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Yeah, outworking them right now, plain and simple. I mean, they've been terrific in the open floor.
So for the Golden State Warriors right now, they've got Evans. Gortat is out there with Beasley. Then it's Anthony, and it's Mills in at the point guard position. Now here's Lamb. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. A three. A shot missing. The Warriors go the other way with it. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
Well, you know what, Greg? When the defense is that lax, come on now, they honestly deserve to lose. You can't let a team get into that kind of a groove.
Now Mills, after Jeremy Lamb's three-pointer that didn't go.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season. Getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
And Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years. Their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in the season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
Here's Ayton. Pulls it up. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Ayton's got his second bucket of the game to go. Warriors trail by 3. Evans feeling it out a bit. Pass to Mills. Evans inside. Covered by Lamb. And it's Evans missing. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Quick shot there, and it's off target. And it's Mills with the ball for Golden State. And here's Anthony from the arc. And the Warriors miss again. Pelicans leading by 3. Griffin finds Lamb. Back to Griffin. Takes it off the glass. Griffin's got 6.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's Evans. And again, no good by Golden State. For New Orleans, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Wall's shot is off.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And Mills kicks to Anthony. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Well, for New Orleans, shooting around 43% from the floor in the second quarter. Count that one.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Pass to Mills. Back to Evans. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
There's 48 seconds left here in the second. Pelicans leading by 4. Ball passes to Ayton. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And you know, DeAndre Ayton, all that height around him. He goes 7 feet, 250 with that 7'5" wingspan and already produces. But still, he shows considerable upside.
Now here's Anthony. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Orlando. On the wing, Evans, covered by Lamb. Griffin against Evans. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Beasley. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
11 seconds left in the second quarter. Evans outside. No good. Shot missing.
The defense ready for.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They were in the driver's seat once we got into the second quarter. Their lead is now 8 here at the half, and they've got
Welcome back to New Orleans as we take a gentle cruise down the Mississippi River before returning to action. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination, strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
Ayton is out there with Griffin. It's Jeremy Lamb, and it's Wall, and it's Warren in at the small forward position. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Clark, you went around 6'8", 6'9" or so, very versatile, able to shoot, certainly. We saw that in college and pro. Which players nowadays, if you had to say, hey, that kind of reminds me of how I used to play?
Well, you know, you think about a guy like Tobias Harris, really solid, can do a little bit of everything. Kyle Kuzma, the outstanding first-year player, just finished his first year with the Lakers. I like Thaddeus Young, even though he's a lefty. Good size, gets to the glass, puts it on the floor okay. But those would be Kyle Kuzma and probably Tobias Harris, guys that remind me a little of myself back in the day.
Wonderful players. And here's Evans, following the three-pointer by John Wall. And here's Mills from the arc, drains it from beyond the arc. Mills has got 8 points.
Anything you can do, I can do better. We got a little gamesmanship going on.
Yeah, a little mano-mano, back and forth, guys going at each other, giving this game a little bit of edge and personality. I like it.
Now here's Wall, 7 points in the game. And that one's good, 8.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection, in a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
Now here's Evans. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Shots good by Mills.
And that was Gortat. He usually scores, but that time set a nice screen.
And so here is New Orleans. The Warriors making the shot. Here's Wall. Rebounded by Anthony.
And, you know, even with him struggling, they're still up. But they need him to find his rhythm soon.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. And it's Beasley in the corner. Evans against Warren. Evans attacking.
And if there's a path to the hoop, you can bet Evans is going to try and find it. He stays in constant motion, looking to get to the basket and finish at the rim.
And Wall kicks to Griffin. Poked away. 1:10 left in the third quarter. Got that one up quick. 8 points for Tyreke Evans.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took them as long as it did to finally get things going, but as we always say, better late than never.
Now here's Ayton. He's got 8. And a wide open look for Lamb. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
I tell you what, any team will take that. I mean, if you're shooting over 50%, it means you're getting the kind of looks you want on offense, and you're being smart about it, and you're knocking down the good shots that you get.
Here's Wall. Michael Beasley picking up that last basket. Here's Griffin. Here's Ayton. Gortat with the defensive effort. Warriors trail by 7. Anthony kicks to Evans. And Beasley gets it to go on the assist by Evans. Beasley's got 4 points now in the quarter.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Perhaps, Greg, some type of motivational speech at halftime got both of these teams fired up.
Wall, and that shot was up in time but doesn't go in. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Pelicans lead by 5. From New Orleans, back in a moment. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, platinum level dime dropping there, fellas. Accurate and on time.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. On the court for Golden State here in the 4th. Anthony out there with Beasley. Then it's Mills. Then there's Tyreke Evans. And it's Gortat in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Anthony's shot is off.
And really, for some reason, just not a big part of their offense today. Hard to get into a rhythm when you're getting so few opportunities at the rim.
Now here's Mills. To the inside. Here's Beasley. That shot is off. Griffin with some nice D.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Here's Evans, following the score by New Orleans. Plays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
Okay, nice job here in the second half. Field goal percentage is way up from what it was at halftime when it was just barely above 30%.
Back to Wall. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. And the Pelicans lead by 7.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Anthony kicks to Evans. Over Lamb. Fades away and sinks the tough shot. Evans has got 9 points now in just the second half.
And how about the confidence from Evans? He's feeling like no one can stop him playing with a ton of heart.
Now here's Ayton. Here's Wall. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten down in transition.
Here's Evans. He kicks to Mills. Inside, Golden State moving the ball around. 5 on the clock. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You got to appreciate the skill set of Evans. I mean, Tyreke Evans can play a few different spots for you. He's got nice handles for a guy his size.
He's able to hit the second one, and that trims the lead to 6.
A disappointing trip to the line there. Even though it was just one miss, now is not the time to be missing those.
Now here's Griffin. Outside Warren. Pass to Lamb. In the corner, it's Griffin. Offensive rebound. Ayton. Nice work on the boards. Paying off at the basket.
And using that 7'5" wingspan, putting it back off the miss. One of Ayton's special.
Here's Evans. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Ayton's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And Wall kicks to Ayton. Warren against Anthony. Now the pass to Lamb. Fires the three. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Pass to Evans. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Basket here, and this game may be all over.
Yeah, but the main priority, Kevin, has to be taking care of the basketball and using the clock.
Now here's Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Greg. I mean, they're in a groove right now, up big, hard. Envision them losing this lead.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. They're behind by 8. 34 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
And I'm sure the coach is telling them it ain't over till it's over. Yeah, but I don't know.
Well, it's not looking good for them. We both can agree to that, can't we? I mean, it's got to be a quick bucket, a quick foul, and see what happens after that.
Here's Evans. Wall with some nice D. And so it's Lamb with it. He brings it up for New Orleans. They've led by as many as 14 points. Kicks it to Wall. Shoots over Mills. Wall's shot is off. So we see the Pelicans get the win here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony,